Again, we've got some breaking news for you. The House approved legislation today that could undo parts of Obamacare and block federal funding to Planned Parenthood. Joining me now, Jillian Melcher, National Review reporter, and Kristina Ribali is back with us again, FGA Action. Both of you guys have been on top of this. Both of you guys have written some amazing articles about this. People are beginning to be hopeful that this kind of thing is just the tip of the iceberg, and ultimately, Obamacare can be either repealed, dismantled, or whatever. Is that more realistic these days?
It's more realistic that it'll likely be replaced, not completely dismantled, a little at a time. You know, we're seeing a lot of the funding discussions now with the debt ceiling coming up and maybe holding Obamacare as sort of a playing card there of whether or not, you know, they decide to raise the debt ceiling based on the Obamacare funding. But it'll be interesting to see what this Congress does with it.
Jillian, what do you think? Is it a waste of time to even try to piecemeal it? Just completely shut it down and replace it with something that makes more sense?
Well, here's what I think Republicans are doing. I think this is symbolic. They know that, you know, it's going to have a hard battle in the Senate. They know this is going to have a veto. But I think they're looking a little bit more in the long term. Right now, you have insurers requesting premium hikes of up to 40%. And we have to keep in mind that within a few years, some of the temporary provisions to shelter consumers are going to be gone. And so you're really going to see astronomical price hikes.
So this is resonating now. I mean, there's one thing to talk about it 2 years ago when it was all on paper, and you know, it sounded a little bit into the woods with the weeds with the regular folks. Now, people are emailing me, people tweet me, oh my God, my premiums are up. I mean, it's hitting them right in their face, and it's just going to be an avalanche every single year from now. You get a Republican president in there, and they have the House and the Senate. Why wouldn't they be able to just junk it and start all over?
I would love for them to junk it and start over. What we've seen, you know, I reported that 97% of the Obamacare enrollment has been in Medicaid. When President Obama was selling this plan years ago, he never told the people that it was going to be a massive welfare expansion. And that really is Obamacare in 3 words. Massive welfare expansion. We have put
Why is that bad?
We've put 9 million able-bodied, work-able, childless adults in a welfare program that they were never qualified for before this president. These are folks who were never qualified for this benefit, and they are now ahead of the line from people that Medicaid was intended for: the sick, the pregnant mom, the needy, the elderly, the disabled. Those folks are now put to the back of the line. We've got 9 million people in a brand new entitlement system. That's terrible for our economy. It encourages people not to work.
Smoke and mirrors, you know, and no one. I mean, either your premiums are up, your deductibles are up, or for most people, both are up.
And yeah, they're only going to continue to rise. I think it's really interesting looking at what the CBO projected for future enrollment, and Health and Human Services coming out and saying we expect only 1 million new people to sign up this year. That's half of what CBO projected. So I think Americans are buying it for now.
And even down the road, I mean, even CBO, I think ultimately it's always going to be something like 34, 35 million, best case scenario, still without any health care insurance. And to your point, they've just been shifted into a welfare program, or a program they shouldn't have had in the first place. Ladies, thank you very much. It's tough news, but we appreciate you keeping the light on.